What is going on, everybody? So, as you can see, I'm practicing some footwork under night vision with my chest rig on, and that's what our video today is going to be about. NODS, or night vision. Are they worth it? What is the use case? And is it still relevant today considering all the other options available, such as thermal? Or should you be focusing on buying other parts of kit? Let's just jump right into it. So, changed location, guys. But as you saw, that was me running some footwork with my night vision on. Now, I always start the videos with a bit of a disclaimer so that you know that I'm actually not affiliated with any of the companies that I'm about to mention. First of all, I don't currently own night vision. This set is on loan to me. I do have some experience with it because I did in the past own some night vision. I had a PVS 14, which I ended up getting rid of. I didn't really like it. I don't like the way that monotubes work, but let's get away from that. Currently, what I'm using on loan is on loan to me by my buddy JJ, and I want to thank him a lot for letting me use this. I've been running it for about 3 days now. Actually, it's the 4th day now, and I'm going to have it for about a week. So the first thing that I'm going to go over is basically night vision, right? It is available, obviously, to purchase for civilians. This is not a military thing only or law enforcement. You can own it. Now, I guess the biggest question is, should you? And I'm going to say that the answer to that is really, it depends. I think, obviously, for me, it's a big yes. And why is because you can, right? You never really know when things like this will become unavailable to the market. I don't want to compare this to, for example, like suppressors or SBRs and things of that nature where you have to go through a very long process. Not so long now, but that changes over time. And sometimes these things become unavailable to the public. And the current thing right now is that they are available. So buy it kind of before you can't. Now, we're going to go into the, let's say, the use case for something like this, right? And that is quite interesting. But before we dive into that, I want to tell you exactly what it is I'm using and what it is I am actually carrying it in, which is quite interesting as well. And I want to talk about them because they are a bunch of cool guys here out of Miami, which is where I'm currently based out of, in an urban area. So this is very interesting, and I'm very fortunate to be able to train in a facility like where I'm at right now. But going back to what I was saying, what I'm currently running, again, on loan to me by my good friend JJ, is a pair of PVS 31 Alphas. I believe these are ANVS. And what they currently are set up on is a Masada level 3 helmet, ballistics helmet. And on the side, you have a pair of Comtac 3M Comtax 6s with a communicator. We got some E-lights on here, as you can see right there. There's, I believe, the red one, and then there is a blue one up here somewhere. I think that's the blue one. There you go. They blink, and then they shut off. You do have the battery pack in the back right here, wired through the bungee system on top, and you will see the communicating portion, or the communicator plugs, I should say, for the comms on the side. So this rig is pretty sweet. It does have an X harness, so it's very comfortable to wear. I do want to say that. Having spent some time with it on, it is pretty comfortable. I don't know how long I could take it. That remains to be seen. But let's go back to the kit itself. Again, PVS 31 Alphas. These are Gen 3 tubes. Now, these are the 3rd generation, obviously. They're pretty good. They don't have a lot of splash, even from some lights, or if there's a sudden burst of light, it's not going to blind you like some of the older tubes were, that they would essentially kind of hurt your vision. I don't have personally a lot of experience with those because, again, I never use these professionally. I'm not former military. I'm not former law enforcement. I'm just a guy who likes to shoot and likes to have some kit, and I like to have some fun. My family has in the past and is currently active in law enforcement. So I've been exposed to firearms since I was a very small child, And even though this is primarily an outdoor channel, I do quite a bit of some training now. Furthermore, I do currently own an FFL. The name of that FFL is Florida Arms. In case you guys want to check me out, it's at Florida Arms at the usual handle locations, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Even on Twitter, or I should say, even on X. I'm not currently that active in the FFL space right now, except for doing some training and doing some transfers. So having said that, what is my opinion, and should you own it as a civilian? As I mentioned before, I think if you have access to do this and to own this, it is definitely valuable for you guys to invest in this. Now, which ones? That depends on your budget. Night vision is pretty expensive. A set of tubes like this is going to run you anywhere from 8 to 10 grand. And then the whole kit, setting it up, takes another considerable investment. So I would say one of the things that I strongly recommend is invest in a really good rifle first, and then, you know, perhaps some white light and train on that. And an optic is a good upgrade. So build out your rifle, build out your kit first. This is something that honestly you get towards, in my opinion, and I'm sure that I'm going to get some slack in the comments below, but this is something that you get kind of towards the latter end of, let's say, your when you peak interest in firearms, right? I originally built this rifle and I threw a PEC. This is a D-ball, as you can see up here, a 3 Steiner. That's just a IR flood flashlights that helps you illuminate. So once you tap the switch and you have your NODS on, it essentially just lights up the way in case it's too dark. And then obviously it is a D-ball, so dual beam aiming laser. So it does have an IR laser, and that'll work in tandem with the light, without the light on. You can run the light alone itself, or just the infrared laser, and it does also have the option to just run the visible green laser, which I don't typically use that much. The white light is on the other switch towards the front, which you can see there is fairly bright. That is a Surefire with a Surefire tape switch. And it's got the manual override towards the front in case I want to forego that. If you become proficient enough with this where you feel that you can throw this on, I mean, I've only been using it for 4 days and I could pretty much drop this down at a moment's notice, right? Then yeah, I mean, I might be able to put this on. Realistically, no. Like I just did it right now. Okay, fine, and now go back up and, you know. But is it realistic? You'd have to sleep with it on, to be honest, in my opinion. That's ridiculous. This is very hard to get on and then worry about getting your weapon. I think if you have something set up with a white light and using it when you need to, not to give away your position, you're better off getting your rifle or handgun or shotgun, whatever you choose as your home defense gun first, and going to work and getting on the phone and calling for help when you can, but keeping yourself safe and having that firearm at ready is the most important thing. I don't think that throwing on a set of NODS is going to really save the day. You could be like, wait, well, hold on, well, let me just throw on my helmet, and the bad guy is just going to, yeah, cool, let me just chill here in the corner here while you put on your NODS and you get ready to smoke me. It's not going to go down that way. If you don't know how to put this on, and again, you don't train with it, you're not going to be ready to deploy it quick enough to use it in case you need to, your life depends on it. Now, if you're in I don't know, in the middle of the countryside, or out here like in Ocala National Forest, or you own a large ranch out in the middle of nowhere, and you hear something out in the middle of the field, and you got time to put this on, great, you know, do it definitely, because this is going to be a huge game changer if you're the only one wearing it, by the way, because if just so happens you encounter someone who has this on and is coming to get you, you're you're at a level playing field. And that's another argument. I don't want to dive into that because that's very out there. There's thermal to consider, which in my opinion is a bit superior to night vision. Again, different use case, but further and longer applications compared to night vision. I've used both. I've used thermal in hunting, and I can say that it is crazy impressive what you can get right now for thermal compared to what you can get right now for night vision, okay? So again, I don't think it's the most practical thing for home defense. Honestly, it's not. I wouldn't use it. And I've had it for a couple of days out there, and you know, I've tried to to see how fast I can throw this on, get this harness on, you know, tighten down the X harness, you know, get the tubes in, and you know, it's taking you a good 30 to 45, even maybe even a minute, depending on how fast you can get that on, right? So now I want to move on from this. It is very comfortable. I've had it on already. I think I said that earlier. I've had it on for close to an hour now. I've trained with it for a while, and you know how I film B-roll. You got to put it up and then come back, move it, go back, move it, go back, and you're just filming B-roll, and you have this thing on with this chest rig, which, you know, is part of practicing, right? If you don't wear this stuff and you don't train with it, you're not going to find that this is necessarily something that you're gonna be able to just run with at a moment's notice. That's why it's important, even though having a lot of gear is nice. I'm gonna touch on that again. Use the things that you own, use them, practice with them, put them on, get out there and test them, because that's the only way you're gonna know whether this stuff works for you and it does not. And I'm gonna tell you what's working for me right now, and I wanna transition to this part of the video because I think it's important. And after that, I'm done. So currently, like I said, Mark 18 build, pretty basic stuff. So 10.3 inch barrel, you know, built on a Santan tactile ambidextrous lower, fail zero, BCG, that's all around on my guns. Law tactical folding stock adapter, aim point T2, D-ball, PEG 15 with a Surefire scout light, boop, boop. So pretty standard stuff right there. So B5 SOP mod enhanced, and rattle can. I just rattle can this. This is not anything fancy. Rattle can camo. Spirited Systems, micro MK4 rig. It does have the dangler here on the bottom with a tourniquet. So pretty standard stuff. Got a placard insert here, obviously for the 3 IR mags, 2 pistol mags. And this is some Tango Foxtrot official patches here, some swag that I got on there with a Haley Strategic one. Pretty sweet little rig, H harness with the back strap, so pretty straightforward. And I want to talk about what I'm using to carry the NODS in. Again, my buddy JJ lent me this, so big shout out to him. So what you see right here is, let me take this patch off because this is too much information. So what you see right here is a burn-proof gear NODS backpack. So this is specifically designed for carrying your helmet and your NODS. This is, again, by Burn-Proof Gear. They're here out of Miami, Florida. Pretty cool, guys. Check them out. I'm going to link it below in the description. So you have MOLLE all around this bag. Very easy for it to grow. It's very, very well padded. It's got a small little admin area up here with some hook and loop also, so you can add, and this pack can grow. It does have a panel here, which you can zip in and set up your comms. I know that JJ has his comms set up out here, so when he's carrying his comms and his NODS, everything is in one area. Now I'm gonna open up the bag for you, and again, really good zippers. I believe these are all YKK zippers. And inside will reveal the inside of the bag itself. And here is another burn-proof gear bag with a divider, and this is really heavily padded for the NODS after you detach them from the helmet and transport them in here. And then you can place your helmet inside here. The inside has some very nice mesh in a camo pattern with the zipper pouches to actually add whatever you want into these little mesh pockets. More likely I would use this to have some cables, some additional comms cables. Very nicely done on the padding on the back. It's very thick, about 1 inch thick, and the straps are about 2.5, I would say closer to 3 inches, actually 2.5 inches wide, very well stitched, and also have some MOLLE webbing here to add some additional pouches, and a very, very strong handle up top that I believe has been double stitched as well. This bag, I believe, will be available very soon. I'm not sure what the retail price is, but as soon as I find that out, I'm gonna link it in the description below. And again, check them out, burn-proof gear. They also have some pretty sick patches here with some, you know, some guys wearing some gas masks and another ghost with some NODS on. Pretty wicked. And these bags also have a lot of Velcro, so you can attach all of your morale patches, which I think is pretty sweet. So, all right, guys, well, a little bit more about burn-proof gear. I just don't want to talk about this bag and be over with it. I know that they make some more gear, so check them out. They do make chest rigs. They do make fanny packs, which I'm a big fan of, as you can tell in some of my previous videos. I use that a lot. I'm outdoors a lot. I fish, do some hunting, I do some camping, some overlanding, and obviously some shooting. And I love to conceal carry in fanny packs. It's a nice thing to do here in Miami when it's nice and hot. So definitely check them out. The suppressor covers seem to work well. I don't have any of them yet. I would love to try them. So if you guys are listening to me over there at Burn Proof, throw some my way and I would love to review it for you and then just send it right back. No big deal. It would be awesome just to test. I do own several suppressors and I would love to just test them out and run them on some of my guns. And I think it's always great to support a local company. I'm a big fan of that. And if they're here in Miami, hell, you know, why not? Let's give them a shot. Honestly, guys, I have nothing else for you. I want to thank you guys for watching. For those of you who are subscribed, thank you. I appreciate the support. For those of you guys who are not, please consider subscribing. Helps us tremendously here at the channel and helps us keep all this going. You guys are what make all of this happen and allow me to review all this wonderful gear that I get to play around with, and I consider myself very fortunate. I hope you found this video informative and I taught you a little bit about NODS. If you guys want me to take a little bit of a deeper dive into setup, please comment below. I would love to hear from you guys and see what you have to say or what you want to know about. I'm pretty good at following up with some of the comments, and I appreciate when you guys do comment. And if you didn't find it informative, I hope you at least found it entertaining. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Boop, boop. Moving out.